Hello, this is Stephen Trials. I'm uploading a video with the mushroom grow chamber that I made, and I have the strange phenomena going on, a ghost or something. So I want to explain more of the internal dialogue that I'm hearing from my spirit guide and from the opposition that I also hear. We're trying to create safety for everyone where no one's done wrong. So the adversary party, they're welcome to join with us too. And they're totally forgiven. And I'm asking for forgiveness for my past also. So they're telling me that there's a sheriff that's interested in this phenomena where things change for me at certain times when I get to the center of, there's like, you can imagine concentric circles, and if you don't give up, you keep going toward the center of the circle, and the center is like the point of creation. So if you can get to the center, you can create your future. So we're all trying to become central in our life so that we can manifest money, new car, girlfriends, you name it, green lights. Okay, so I'm close, and it's about the mushroom tent. And the sheriff has had experience working with me on issues before. And there's strange things happening for the sheriff in relation that he knows it's about me, being central to this power of magic or something. And so I'm being watched closely because they know I have power. And so I get really disturbed from all the attacks sometimes. And like, I took a video off because I didn't like the way it sounded. I didn't explain it well. I say things that I would rather have said differently later on when I wasn't so upset. I had a dream last night that they want me dead so that my son, they can successfully kidnap my son from me, so they have to kill me. And I'm dreaming stuff like this last night. And it's about the name, so I'm wondering if there's like a family curse. And so other people talked about a family curse in their life, synchronistically. So anyway, everyone's invited here. I don't care what realm you're from, up or down, right or left. I don't care what your job is, whether you're a policeman, a sheriff, an assassin. I don't care. I don't care if you're God or the devil. See what I'm saying? Everyone's invited because we're trying to get a workable agreement, the World Fairness Agreement. So our past is secret, and you help us make this work so that you are no longer held to be blamed for evil, because you're not evil anymore. Now you're no longer harming people, doing people wrong, so you're not evil anymore. That's like me. I've made a choice to not do others wrong, so now I'm no longer evil. I make a mistake and I say, please forgive me. And I make a lot of mistakes with thoughts, with acts, with words. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You're also forgiven. That's the Ho'oponopono prayer from Hawaii. Plus, I also forgive the other person. Forgive me, and I forgive you. Okay, so having said that, back to this strange phenomena. Years ago, I wrote a book called The Book to End All Lies, and I was documenting my dreams because they're precognitive. They happen, and I wanted to, in real time, write, and I had the date when I had it, and then over the period of time when I wrote the book, stuff happened. It ended where I wondered about sacrifice, and so I didn't know what God thought about it. So there was a bug, it was already dead on the floor in the basement. And so I put the bug down the drain and to send it to wherever, so that if God wants to do a sacrifice, God can do the sacrifice. And I put the bug into the drain, into the sewer, and so forth. The next day, I heard on the news this explosion had taken place in Heber City, Utah, and the manhole covers had blown sky high, and fire shooting out of the sewer system. Whoa! I guess God's saying, is God's talking about sacrifice? Is he mad about it, or does he like it? I don't know. It's just a weird coincidence that happened. So, let's see. I'm trying to stop somebody from messing with my mushroom farm. That's what I'm trying to do, because I don't know how long I can drive Uber, and I got this up planned that I'm going to sell lion's mane mushrooms. Okay, I'm in a psychedelic mushroom church. Psilocybin mushrooms. It's in Salt Lake. It's called the Divine Assembly, TDA. And the sacrament is psychedelic mushrooms. I'm a member. So I understand State Law 200. We have legal right to practice our religion. I created a religion, the Church of Fairness. I've considered making this primarily a mushroom church, or, okay, the fan just came on. That tells me that the humidistat has registered lower humidity, and it's closed the circuit so that the mister is turned on, and also the fan. So they're both operated from the one humidistat. So it should take only like 3 minutes was the last test. And it's off for like 20. And anyway, I'm trying to get that set up so that I can grow quality lion's mane mushrooms. Okay, remember the sheriff's interested in the magic that's going on? I'm a member of a psilocybin mushroom church. The police are watching this closely. You can count on it. You know what I mean? So they know there's a lot of interest in the use of this stuff for people that are depressed. They're tired of suicides too. On the other hand, you have some policemen that are closed-minded. They're like rigidly religious, and just no open-mindedness for anything other than open-minded about their God, and that's it. You know, that kind of thing. So there's a battle going on. And the mushroom church I was in, I was so emotionally hurt one day, I just kept repeating, "You're hurting me, you're hurting me." And I was asked to not come back. Here we go again. They don't want me around. I become the scapegoat. And there's a story from the Bible. Joseph and his coat. So his brothers beat him up, throw him in the ditch or whatever, in the moat. And he ends up in Egypt and becomes very wealthy and has the food that his family needs later. When I first was sent to a counselor, he told me that story. He explained how the person that gets sent in first is the tip of the iceberg in a cultural problem that's also in our families. And lately we talk of it as narcissism. Back then it was dysfunctional families. But it's not just the family, it's the culture that the families construct. The culture comes from the families. So the psychologists understand, like Alice Miller, what's causing the violence. It's hidden cruelty in child rearing and the roots of violence. It's a subtitle of one of her books. Her name of the book is For Your Own Good. So when I read it and I understand what had happened to me, I was so angry. And they kill you with your own anger. So they want to wind you up. They want to frustrate you. They're trying to bring about your surrender to them, to evil. To me, they're evil because they're controlling. They want me to be controlled, not free. That's fine if it's through a healthy system, like I am surrendered. I'm surrendered to being fair to others, to the Church of Fairness. I'm surrendered to Buddha and Shiva and Parvati and Kali and Sita, the mother gods. So I'm not surrendered to the Western religions. They're wars. They're in eternal warfare mode. So, I wanted to document what's going on with the mushrooms. It's changing. I'm wondering if they're stopping time, and so the thing cools way down, or they're manipulating the humidity in the enclosure. It's bizarre. Because the fan, it came on for 10 seconds, and the humidity had changed 5 units instantly. It takes 3 minutes for it to change. So from 1 second to the next, the humidity in the enclosure changed by 5% with no reason for it. So they were telling me the mushroom man's doing that. Who's the mushroom man? So the energy and the power of magic is in the magic mushrooms. They're illegal unless you're in a religion. So there's a lot of energy there. Does that make sense? People could go to prison, including me. I don't have money for a fine. You know what I mean? I'm barely making it as it is. That's why I'm growing lion's mane. So the opposition is doing everything they can to take away what little money I have. They keep doing it. And then I've had like health situation and some events like that, bipolar disorder. So that comes from being scapegoated. So I'm thinking that the bipolar is exasperated from the abusive culture we're in. And it's probably brought about from it. There's documents, there's research on this. So it's like, evil people, they give you a headache and then sell you the cure. Or they make you crazy and lock you up because they don't want you having control of anything. They want you to be invalid, crippled, hopelessly, pitifully broken. What goes around comes around. So like I said, don't do us wrong, you'll regret it. There's powers here that can affect reality that are working with me. So the adversarial voices, that not all of them are. Some of them are now in my favor that were like 99% against me. Now it's like 50-50. Now they're talking about a gun again. See, the sheriff is interested. The sheriff has a gun. So, I don't want people doing me wrong anymore. The police don't want people doing them wrong either. The people that have been so disadvantaged that they've done criminal things, they don't want to be done wrong either. If you've had anything to do with our government and a system of justice, and you don't have a ton of money, you know what injustice is. Our system of justice is unjust. It's really strange. Like Matt Taibbi, he writes a book on the corruption of America and the age of the wealth gap. And he's talking about how people that are down and out are exploited by the law, and they end up in jail, and then they end up suicidal. And the prison systems, rich people are making tons of money by investing in privatized prisons. So the government will pay people that don't have money, that have a tail light out, and they end up in prison over it, while the rich people are raking in money. And who's paying the bill? The taxpayer is. For the government to lock those people up. They're good people. This is wrong. We're being done wrong. The people in the government, everybody's being done wrong in a system that is criminal. That's why I wrote the World Fairness Agreement. The government, they don't even care what the preamble says to the Constitution. Don't you think it's important? It's the foundation of the Constitution. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, that's unity. We need unity for power. Establish justice. Why don't they? They're corrupt. They're run by big money. And the big money's making the laws that support big money. So, let's get the World Fairness Agreement to happen. It's like innovative. And we'll go back to how humans are supposed to be. The law is don't do other people wrong, and that's all. Have a great day.